So one of the core concepts in the Organic Growth Playbook is the behavior change value proposition. You're all familiar with traditional value propositions of offerings in the marketplace. Those are typically organized to figure out what is the core benefit that a particular offering is being delivered in the marketplace relative to competition. So your job is to figure out, how do I differentiate? That is, how do I offer more of that benefit relative to competition in the minds of target customers? Now the catch of that, even though that's absolutely essential to differentiate, the catch is that it doesn't necessarily drive any revenue growth. It's a change in the minds of the target customer. It's not a change in their behavior. And for sales growth to occur, customers have to do something differently. They have to switch from buying the competitor product to buying your product. They have to actually buy more of your product. They have to buy more of other products you offer because they really like this product. In all three of those cases, it's a behavior change that we're focused on. So what we do in this particular chapter is we develop the logic on how to develop a behavior change value proposition. And the focus is similar in spirit to a value proposition. That is, we isolate what is the core benefit of that behavior change, and then what are the drivers and barriers that get in the way of that. And the behavior change is relative to the previous behavior they were engaged in, because you're talking about the value of changing your behavior to engage in activity A, not in activity B. So in the book, we actually give you several illustrations of developing behavior change value propositions. For example, for teenage girls, the fundamental issue in driving revenue growth was not more differentiation of a particular cosmetic line, but instead was to get the girls to try that particular cosmetic at a point of purchase display in a particular drugstore. And if we get them to try it, all of a sudden, ching, 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 eventually people would actually increase their purchase of the product, and eventually sales would increase. So what's the impact of behavioral change? The impact of behavioral change is ultimately that a change in a particular behavior will result in sales increases. And our job is to isolate not just the behavioral change that does it, but also a behavioral change that you can actually make happen in a very cost-effective way. So some behavioral changes are very expensive to make, some are less so. Our job is to isolate the behavioral change upstream in the buying process that provides the most value to the organization.